All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all, Erin Cold-Blooded Blanchfield gets it done in one over Meatball, Molly McCann. And I mean, look, this is what I've been talking about with Cold-Blooded. Look, I know this was a fight down for Erin Blanchfield, but still, everybody felt like Molly McCann had a chance, in which, I believe, that's rightfully so. Everybody has a chance in MMA, right? But at the same time, if you look at the levels of somebody like Erin Blanchfield, like I've been telling you, I've been watching her since she was a youngin', even like pre-Invicta, just seeing her work it and, just make her transition from, BJJ into the world of MMA. This girl is improving. She's improving at a very fast rate that, shows at only 23 years old, she's going to be a monster. This girl right here is going to be a monster. And I think if she just keeps on doing what she's doing, you'll see her in the top 5, like I said, by the end of the year. Hey, agree with me or disagree, I think she's moving at that type of rate. But yeah, man, somebody like Molly McCann still brings some type of threat. She has the speed and the boxing, to give some of these girls some fits. But when you look at a fighter like Erin Blanchfield, okay, like we said in her last fight, she had some defense issues. She caught a few strikes from J.J. Aldridge. J.J. Aldridge was able to kind of pick her apart a little bit throughout the first round in that fight. But no, man, somebody like Erin, they're going to go back to the drawing board and work on that. They're going to work on that. And also, Aldridge is a different type of striker than somebody like Molly McCann. Molly, she's a bit of a brawler. She's a bit of that type of speedy type of fighter that likes to get in and out with her shots. Somebody like J.J. Aldridge is a little bit more methodical. She's a little bit more tactical with her strikes. So she will give somebody trouble like that. But Erin Blanchfield is still going to go back and work on that. Like, what happened in the last fight is not going to happen in this type of fight. She is making those improvements, and I'm glad to see that she was making the right type of judgment with her range. She knew she had the longer reach in here, and she was using it. That's the first part I think she needs to really utilize as far as, making sure her defense is on point in these fights as she moves up and face better competition. And that's what she did in this fight. Like, she just wasn't all ground at first. She did strike her way into a position to get Molly McCann on the ground. Like, Molly, say got off maybe one right hand. And like I said, that's bound to happen. But other than that, at the beginning of the round, Erin Blanchfield, she double jabbed her way in with a good, and then followed up with a good right hand. And that's what I like to see. I like to see her, show these different levels, to get takedowns. It's not always going to have to be a moment where, okay, I'm a wrestler, I'm a grappler, I got to just run in head first, right? No, she sets up a lot of her takedowns with strikes now. And the way she was backing Molly McCann up with her strikes and just staying in the pocket, but staying alert and out of range, I was impressed. And in a minute, like, she backed Molly McCann up with her strikes into the cage and then just switched levels and got Molly. She just went in for that takedown. I was like, okay, Molly's takedown defense is going to be non-existent. I don't care how much she's been working on it. It's not going to work. Because she tried to get her back to the cage, but no, Erin Blanchfield, she picked her up, took her away from the cage, said, no, we going out to sea. Nah, there ain't no shore for you to grab when we going out to sea. And she slammed her, got her on her back. And right there, you can see Molly McCann was done. I mean, she was lost. She was lost as soon as Erin went to side control. And then she transitioned and locked in that crucifix. It was just a matter of time. I thought the fight would have been stopped sooner, but the referee was just letting her tally up those strikes. I mean, we went from 60 to 0, 100 to 0, and he was just letting this play out. I mean, the strikes weren't really like heavy because of the position, but it was a big accumulation. I mean, when you take 100 strikes to the head, still at some point you probably need to stop it. And there was a point where Molly almost got out of it because he gave her that much time, but Erin said, nope, give me that left hand or give me that right hand. It's going right back into the crucifix. And she just kept on working and working. She said, okay, you ain't gonna submit. Hey, referee ain't gonna stop it. All right, let me lock in this Kimura. And when she locked in that Kimura, you could see the pain on Molly's face and just the frustration. Like, she was done in there, man. Like, confusion was all over. And at one point when she locked that Kimura in and the way she kept turning, I was like, this referee's going to let it break. I was like, even Molly's going to let it break. Like, she's not tapping. Like, she's not tapping. This thing is going to really, really break. We're going to hear that pop and we're going to hear that scream like I heard in one of these combate fights. I can't remember what the girl was, but she locked in that Kimura and you could hear the snap. And then you just heard her screaming. I thought this was about to happen the way Erin had that Kimura locked in. But finally, Molly McCann, she taps from the Kimura, and that's it. All in the first round. This was all that action just going on in that first round, man. Like I said, there is a level difference here. There's a big level difference here, but that's what you want to see somebody like Erin Blanchfield do to showcase how dominant she can be moving forward in this flyweight division, right? From here, Erin Blanchfield, she calls out Andrea Lee. I like it. And that's what you need to do. She's a young 23-year-old fighter. She's a young fighter, only 23 years old. Still, wants to prove herself. Still knows she's a little bit green for the champion and even some of the top 5 fighters. So she wants to kind of slowly climb that ladder. She did right calling out the bottom of the top 10. Call out the number 9 in Andrea Lee. Somebody that that's kind of out the door, but at the same time can still bring a test for new blood like herself. That's what you need. And I think Erin Blanchfield calling out Andrea Lee, good. That's a good matchup. Andrea Lee, like I said, has a lot of tools, but her want level is kind of suspect. She sometimes has trouble executing her game plans. And, she brings a lot to the table, the judo, the jiu-jitsu as well. But I think that Erin Blanchfield, she has the same tools, but her mission is different. I mean, you can see it in her face. Like, this girl is cold-blooded. They call her that for a reason. She's on a mission. And since she's been fighting since she was young, people think I'm overhyping, but no, like, that's why they're surprised on the level that she had. That's why they're shocked at the level that she showed even against Molly McCann, because I've already been seeing what she can do. I knew she'd go in there and do something of this type of fashion. She's getting better as a fighter. So, yeah, man, the level she's calling is good. Some people think, oh, Viviane Araújo or somebody higher. No, don't even do that, because the minute she beats somebody that high, you're going to think she's going to call out the champion. And then when she says, no, I'm not ready, I need another fight, you're going to call her a duck. So, no, Erin Blanchfield need to just fight her way up, step by step, get in like 3 or 4 fights you need before the champion, and then you call out the champion. Don't try to get a top 5 in your next fight like now, when you just fought somebody that was number 15. Don't try to call out a number 5 now. And then when she gets in that position and wins and says, oh, I'm not ready, people are going to get mad. So she just needs to fight her way up slowly and gradually, starting with the 9, maybe the 7, and maybe then a 5 and a 3, something like that, right? That's how it should go. As for Molly McCann, I never thought of Molly McCann as an overhyped fighter. She's somebody that's been fighting on her level. Like, you've seen it out of her last 3, 4, 5 fights. I think the UFC just wanted to give her a chance to see if she is that girl. Like, does she bring more to the table than just a country behind her, right? And more than just talk and more than just a character, right? I think she still brings something to the table. She still is an exciting fighter. She's fun. She's cool. So I like Molly McCann in that fashion. But as far as her being like a top 10 contender, I don't really see that right now. I really don't see that in her. There's a lot of improvements that need to be made in her game. And her at 32 or 33 right now, I think she could fight out her career where she's at. Because like I said, there's levels to the game, and sometimes if you find your lane, you can still make your money. And I'm not mad at her for that. Like, if she wants to fight on in the unranked realms and be that type of test and be that type of entertainer there's plenty of room for her. So, yeah, she can keep riding that. But, yeah, I never thought she was like this fighter that had to be derailed. Oh, she's a hype train that needs to be derailed. She never really put herself in that position. She just got the number 15 and just fought somebody at this level because they matched her up, right? She fought 3 unranked fighters in a row and beat them. But now we know that she could go right back to that level and just be an entertainer. Being entertaining on that level. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, she's got a bigger fan base than some of these fighters at the top. Some of your favorite fighters you've been not really known. At least Molly McCann is doing that right. So yeah, man. From here, Erin Blanchfield versus Andrea Lee. We'll talk about it later. Let me know, guys, what y'all think of Erin's skill set. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.